What if you were offered millions of dollars, a life of luxury, and everything you've ever dreamed of? But you said no. Sounds crazy, right? But this is the story of a poor fisherman who shocked the world when he turned down an opportunity that could have made him a millionaire. His decision seemed foolish to some, but to others it was a lesson in what true wealth really means. In a small coastal village where the sun rose over glittering waves and children played barefoot in the sand, there lived a fisherman named Matteo. He wasn't rich by the world's standards. His boat was old, patched together with ropes and faith. His clothes were worn, his house was humble, and his earnings came only from what the sea chose to give him each day. Yet, despite his lack of money, Matteo had something most millionaires long for but rarely find. Matteo lived a simple routine. Each morning before dawn, he would sail out into the wide, endless ocean. The air was cool, the stars fading, and the horizon glowing with hints of gold. He would cast his net and wait, sometimes catching a feast, sometimes returning with little. Whatever he brought back, he shared with his wife, his 2 children, and even his neighbors who had less than him. The villagers often joked, "Matteo, why don't you fish more hours? Why not catch double, triple, and sell to the big city? You could get rich." Matteo would just smile and say, "Why chase more when I already have enough? The sea provides. My family is fed. My heart is at peace." To many, he was lazy. To himself, he was free. One summer afternoon, as Matteo repaired his nets by the shore, a sleek black car rolled into the dusty village. Out stepped a wealthy businessman from the city. His shoes shone, his watch gleamed, and his cologne announced him before his voice did. He watched Matteo work for a while, then approached. "Are you the fisherman they call Matteo?" he asked. "Yes," Matteo replied, brushing sand from his hands. "I've heard about your skill. They say you can catch more in one morning than most catch in a week. I'm impressed. I want to make you an offer." The businessman's voice was smooth, persuasive, the kind that had closed many million-dollar deals. "What kind of offer?" Matteo asked curiously. The man spread his arms wide. "I want to invest in you. I'll buy you 10 new boats, the best equipment, and a team of men to help you. You won't just fish for the village, you'll supply the whole region. In a few years, you'll be rich, very rich, perhaps even a millionaire." The villagers who had gathered gasped. To them, this was a dream come true. Who could possibly reject such fortune? But Matteo simply squinted at the horizon as if weighing the businessman's words against the endless sea. "And what would I do with millions?" Matteo asked. The businessman laughed. "You could retire, build a big house, travel the world, spend time with your family. You'd no longer have to work so hard." Matteo tilted his head. "And what do you think I'd do now?" The man paused. Matteo continued, his voice calm but steady. "Every morning, I wake before the sun, sail out, and fish just enough to feed my family. Then I come home, play with my children, share food with my neighbors, and sit by the shore with my wife as the sun sets. At night, I sleep soundly, with the ocean breeze as my lullaby. Tell me, sir, in this grand plan of yours, what part of my life would be better than it is now?" The businessman had no answer. He stood there, stunned, realizing that the poor fisherman already lived the life that most people spend their whole lives chasing. Matteo thanked the man for his generous offer, but declined politely. "I don't need millions," he said with a smile. "I already have everything I need." The businessman drove away, shaking his head. To him, Matteo was a fool, but to those who understood, Matteo was the wisest man alive. The story of Matteo spread beyond his village. Some mocked him, who rejects wealth, but others admired him deeply, because Matteo had taught a truth that society often forgets. Wealth is not in how much you own, but in how much you appreciate what you already have. Many people spend their lives chasing success, money, fame, and comfort, only to realize at the end that what they truly wanted was peace, family, love, and freedom. Matteo had all of those from the very beginning. That is why he rejected millions, because he had already found true riches. So what about you? If someone offered you the world, would you take it? Or would you realize that maybe, just maybe, you already hold everything that truly matters? If this story inspired you, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it, spread the lesson, and remind others that happiness isn't bought, it's lived. And if you want more stories like this, stories that challenge the way we see life and success, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Because sometimes the richest lessons come from the poorest of men.